Hello and welcome to the 2025 NCAA Division II Softball Selection Show on NCAA.com. I'm your host, Angela Morian. What a great day for some celebrations across the nation as 64 schools will hear their names called for this year's tournament. Those 64 national champion hopefuls will learn who and where they're playing as regionals start this week. This year's bracket is broken up into 8 regional tournaments, which have 2 double elimination pods based on seeding. The 2 winners out of those pods will then play each other in a best-of-3 super regional weekend. The 8 champions will head to Chattanooga, Tennessee for the tournament finals. Frost Stadium at Warner Park will play host to those fortunate 8 from May 22nd to 28th as the quest for the 2025 championship officially begins. There hasn't been a repeat champ in 27 years. UT Tyler hoisted the trophy last season. Can the Patriots end the drought, or will it be a brand new champion earning bragging rights? We begin this morning with those waking up the earliest today, our West region. Good morning, everyone out there, and good morning to California State East Bay. The Pioneers move up to the #1 seed after entering the tournament as a 5 seed last year. East Bay won the California Collegiate Athletic Association regular season title thanks to the efforts of 7 all-conference players. Claire Sua Admonson leading the way as the CCAA Coach of the Year. They play the 8 seed, Sonoma State. The Seawolves are 21-7 record over the past 28 games. 8 all-conference players make up the roster for Sonoma State's 15th NCAA tournament appearance. At the 4 seed, it's Western Washington getting the automatic bid for the GNAC. The Vikings dominated the conference tournament, sweeping the competition for the 2nd straight season. They have a lot to prove, working with a chip on their shoulder after losing in the national championship game last year. The Vikings were the first GNAC team to reach the World Series, looking to repeat that deep run this year. The Vikings' first opponent? Concordia University Irvine. The Golden Eagles, very used to NCAA postseason play. This is their 7th straight trip to the tourney, helped by winning the Pac West the last 3 years. The second host in this region, the 2 seed, San Francisco State. It's the first time hosting for the Gators, getting back into the tournament for the first time since 2019. The Gators are led by a strong core of 8 seniors, earning its first CCAA tournament championship in program history and that conference's automatic berth. Senior Riley McDaniel named tournament MVP in 3 games. She went 4 for 7 with 3 walks, 6 RBIs, and a run. The St. Martin Saints, you're in the bracket. The Saints had an early exit in the GMAC tournament, but their performance the rest of the season earned them a spot in the NCAA tournament. Look out for this lineup. 3 players batting over 400. It's the Saints' 2nd straight regional appearance. California State San Marcos joining in on the fun on this Monday for a 4th consecutive trip to the Western Regional. The Cougars now know how to handle this tournament with 10 experienced seniors on the team. Cougars eyeing a trip back to the national championships after tasting that success back in 2023. That was the last time the finals were held in Chattanooga. Biola, you're in for the 3rd time in program history. In fact, just 4 years ago, the Eagles were the national runners-up, losing the championship to West Texas A&M. This is Biola's first 30-win season since 2018. Next up, we're going to the Southeast. Just like the West, 3 automatic qualifiers know they're in, 5 at-large bids available. Up first, we have the South Atlantic Conference champs, the 4 seed Wingate. The Bulldogs hosted this region last year, so they're no stranger to postseason play. It's now the 3rd straight year. Head coach Jamie Stancliffe is the SAC Coach of the Year. Helping her get there was Wingate's now all-time leader in runs, RBIs, homers, slugging percentage, and total bases. That's Savannah Brooks. The Bulldogs battle Flagler. The Saints marching to the NCAA tournament. Senior Sydney Stewart broke the program's single-season home run record with a grand slam in the Peach Belt quarterfinals. This year's team tied a program record with 6 All-Peach Belt selections. It's the Saints' second straight trip to the tourney, trying to get to the Super Regional for the first time since 2012. The host of this pod, the #1 seed in the Southeast, Francis Marion. FMU comes in with the Conference Carolinas Championship already in the bag. Junior left-hander Alyssa Poston has led the way in the circle for a historic Patriots season. She was named the Conference Pitcher of the Year for the second consecutive time after finishing the season with a 26-2 record. She and fellow first-team All-Conference pitcher Jenna Walling both have a sub-2 ERA in the box. The Patriots have 3 players batting over .400, including Conference Player of the Year Paige Strickland, who has 67 RBIs this season. 49 wins, the best in program history, as FMU gets ready for its 4th NCAA tournament appearance in a row. The Patriots playing Georgia Southwestern, the Cinderella team of this entire bracket. Talk about a magical season for the Lady Canes. The 7th-seeded Georgia Southwestern team blasted through the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd-seeded teams to win their first ever Peach Belt title and first trip to the NCAA Regionals. Lady Canes are the lowest seed to ever win the PBC title. Ashlyn Rogers could not be stopped in yesterday's championship game, rocketing 3 home runs in the 7-4 win over the top-seeded North Georgia, rightfully so getting the tournament MVP from that performance. Next hosting duties going to the team GSW beat in the Peach Belt Championship, and that's North Georgia. The champs from 2 years ago back again. North Georgia comes in as the 2 seed in this Southeast Regional. The Nighthawks are powered by a pretty impressive freshman catcher. Carly Knowles was the Conference Freshman of the Year. She ranked 2nd in all of NCAA Division II in home runs and slugging percentage. She's UNG's first Freshman of the Year since Courtney Poole back in 2013. The Nighthawks' first opponent will be Tusculum, the 7-seed Pioneers, making their 2nd regional appearance after going 37-17 this season. This will be their first since 2021. The 3-seed in the Southeast, Lenore Ryan. Welcome to the party, Bears. You won your 2nd straight SAC championship this weekend, the first time going back-to-back since 2013. LR loves playing in May. It's their 17th tournament appearance, 4th straight, and they're coming in on a 10-game win streak. That's the longest of the season. Lincoln Memorial will try to snap that streak, heading into the NCAA tournament for the 3rd time in 4 years. In fact, the Rail Splitters have made 2 recent Super Regional runs, once in 2019, once in 2022. Haley Grace Patton is one to keep an eye on. She won the SAC Pitcher of the Year award. Let's move on to the South region. One of our hosts for this year's regional is Tampa. The Spartans beat Barry this weekend to lock in their 3rd straight outright Sunshine State Conference Championship. They hosted the Super Regional 2 years ago. It's a 15th NCAA tournament appearance for Tampa, 4th in a row. At the 8th seed, it's Spring Hill. The Badgers going back-to-back for conference titles, beating Fort Valley twice this weekend to win the SIAC championship and automatic bid. Senior Rika Hinton took home the tournament MVP after going 5 of 6 in the box against Fort Valley with 3 runs, including a homer. Nova Southeastern is in as the 4 seed in this region. The Sharks have a shark in the circle. That's sophomore Graceland Wallace, who's leading the team with a 1.85 ERA. She's tabbed 21 wins this season and 164 strikeouts. The Sharks face the 5 seed in Barry. This is the most wins for the Bucks since 2012 and the most since Scott Cotter took over as head coach back in 2017. The Bucks have a storied history, now 18 regional appearances, but this one the first since 2013. They won the region back in 2008. 2 seed St. Leo is our next host. The Lions took the regular season series with a 13-inning marathon win over Eckerd College. They closed out the 2025 regular season with 30 wins in their last 34 games. They're dusting off their hosting duties as the Lions were just the host site for this region 2 years ago. St. Leo faces Mississippi College first. The Choctaw had a historic season specifically for Blakely Gill, who's first in program history to be named the Gulf South Freshman of the Year. This marks MC's 6th Division II regional appearance, 3rd straight, trying to avenge their super regional loss last year. 2 more to go in this region. The next, the 3 seed. Auburn-Montgomery. The Warhawks were on the warpath last year, winning this regional and the super regional. This year, they're once again the Gulf South Conference champs, the 4th time in 5 years. Watch out for Chloe Baines. She set the program record in career hits with 227 and counting. Warhawks have to deal with West Florida first. Argos senior center fielder Gianna Guerrero is the Gulf South Co-Player of the Year and got a Golden Glove as well. UWF has put up 30 wins in 8 of the last 9 full seasons. This is their first time back in the bracket since 2021. Moving on to the South Central region, perhaps the most difficult region of this entire bracket, mainly because it's the home of the defending national champion UT Tyler Patriots, who are getting that top seed and hosting duties once again. A serious threat to defend that title this year after an incredible 52-4 season. The Lone Star Conference champs are the Lone Star Conference champs for the 5th straight season, I should say. Check this out. This team not only swept their 3 opponents in the conference tournament, they dominated, outscoring everyone 46-5. Senior JT Smith leads the entire Division II in triples, runs, and runs per game, helping the Patriots to back-to-back seasons with at least 50 wins. The Patriots play MSU Denver to start things off. Roadrunners come in as the 8th seed, making their 7th trip to the regionals. This is their first tournament appearance since 2016. Oklahoma Christian heads to Tyler as the 4th seed. The Lady Chaparrals finished their 8th straight 30-win season, marking the longest such streak in NCAA Division II era of any Lone Star Conference team. The Maroon and Gray are the only team in the conference with 2 pitchers in the top 5 in total strikeouts. That's Jill Dixon and Grace Anderson. Look out for that 1-2 punch in the circle coming this week. From one Christian school to another, Oklahoma Christian taking on Colorado Christian, returning to the tournament, but it's their first time since 2018. The Cougars come in flying high after winning the RMAC this weekend, an impressive 43-win season for CCU. Our next hosting duties go to, you're probably going to guess it, West Texas A&M, the Lady Buffs who won the whole thing just 4 years ago. They'll try for another title this year behind the dual threat talents of junior Emily Boyer. She hauled in the Lone Star Conference Player of the Year and Pitcher of the Year awards, becoming the first to win both in conference history. Don't overlook the terrific trio of freshman hitters either. That's Avery Cannon, Cadence Colburn, and Abby Howell. Their D2 softball, they lead the D2 softball in batting average, scoring average, and OPS. Every single player that is a regular starter for this team is hitting at least .310. This team is a serious one to watch out for in this tournament. Their first opponent will be Lubbock Christian. This is the 5th NCAA postseason appearance in program history for the Lady Chaps, their most recent trip coming in 2023. Angelo State, you are our 3 seed in the South Central region. The Rambells will be the expected 3rd seed, as I said, after their first 40-win season since 2018. The Rambells already have some hardware, winning the national championship back in 2004. This the 19th time in the tournament. They face our final team in the South Central region, and that's Colorado Mesa. The Mavericks might have lost the RMAC championship game Saturday, but they live on to fight another day. It's the freshman Jesselyn Gallegos who leads the way in the circle. She finished the regular season with a 17-3 record while leading the team over 5 different pitching categories. The Rambells also have a pair of Division's top home run hitters in Maya Arrieta and Allie Distler. To the Midwest region we go, home of the NCAA headquarters right here in Indianapolis. First name up is Findlay. The Oilers are the 4 seed, making their first NCAA tournament appearance since 2022. Junior shortstop Annika Bredel is 3 home runs shy of a school record. This team is full of experience as they're focused on improving themselves rather than worrying about their opponents this year, and it showed with 33 wins. Findlay faces Drury to kick things off. The Panthers are the 5 seed, sharing the regular season GLVC title with Lewis. They finished 3rd in the conference tournament this week. Drury's danced only once before, back in 2022. Let's give a round of applause to our host, Saginaw Valley, earning the top seed and hosting rights. It's another GLIAC Coach of the Year title for head coach Ryan Schlock, after leading the Cardinals to back-to-back regular season titles. This one the first outright since 2009. SVSU making their 10th NCAA tournament appearance, 4th in a row. Cardinals take on 8 seed Ferris State first. The Bulldogs finished the season with 28 wins, the most in 9 years. They're returning to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2013. Our next host, the 2 seed in the Midwest, it's Tiffin. The Dragons are led by GMAC player and freshman of the year Jessica Miller, who set a new record with 24 doubles, which is the best in the nation. Paige McMenemy was named GMAC Coach of the Year after leading the Dragons to their first ever regular season title. This season has been the best Division II record in program history at 43 wins. They were ranked nationally also for the first time since 2011. Heading to Tiffin first is UND, the Greyhounds. Getting in after winning the Great Lakes Valley Conference Tournament, UND won the Midwest region last year, looking to repeat that this year with a freshman-heavy lineup. This is the Greyhounds' 17th straight regional appearance, the longest active postseason streak in this region. Hillsdale is the 3 seed. The Chargers are GMAC champs once again, a record-tying 4th tourney title. Senior ace Johnny Russell has a blistering 0.74 ERA. You heard me right, 0.74. She has 22 wins and only 2 losses on the season. She was named GMAC Pitcher of the Year and is the first player in Hillsdale history with 4 straight first-team all-conference honors. The Chargers charge on into the tournament for the 6th time. Hillsdale faces the Lewis Flyers at the 6th seed. Another fantastic 2-way player coming out of Lewis in Delaney Garden. She's the GVLC Player and Pitcher of the Year, leading the league in ERA and batting average. Head coach Becky Pearl was named Coach of the Year after the Flyers shared the GLVC regular season championship. Back in 2001, the Flyers were national runners-up. Heading to the East now, the East region. It's the pace setters setting the pace in this region. See what I did there? The Setters grabbing that top spot after a record-setting 41 wins this season, and that was with the 8th toughest schedule in the country. Giselle Garcia was named the NE10's Pitcher of the Year for a 2nd straight year. Garcia threw 4 no-hitters this season and is top 5 in all of Division II in ERA, strikeouts, and hits per 7. In the way of paces run, DeUville, the Saints, celebrating as the ECC's tournament champs, this their first in program history. At the 4 seed, Bentley. Jordan Krause was named the NE10's Defensive Player of the Year this year. Bentley hoping to lean on that defensive prowess as the Falcons head into the tournament with a 24-19 record. Bentley battling St. Thomas Aquinas in the first matchup. The Spartans fell in the ECC championship to DeUville, but still hold now 4 consecutive regular season conference titles. They're back for another year in the bracket. Wilmington coming in as the 2 seed. The Wildcats are 2-time defending regional champs, making their 9th tournament appearance. They hosted the last 2, but will have to travel this time around. Don't let that 2 seed fool you. This team has been to the national tournament the last 2 years. They know how to win in May. They'll try to beat Southern New Hampshire first. The Penmen head back into the bracket for the first time since 2019 after finishing this season 25-17. Goldie Beacon gets the hosting duties for this pot as the 3 seed. They play their first ever NCAA tournament. What a day and what a year for Goldie Beacon. The Lightning runs through 2 sensational pitchers. Caitlin Birch, who also plays volleyball for the Lightning. She has 152 strikeouts and holds the single season record with 18 wins. Meanwhile, Morgan McLean is also a threat in the circle. The first in team history with 35 wins and the first with 282 strikeouts. Those aces will have to deal with the Bridgeport Bats up first. The Purple Knights won the CACC regular season title for the first time ever. Head coach Dawn Stearns hit 300 wins this season. She's UB's all-time winningest coach and has led the Purple Knights to the NCAA tournament 4 times over the last 5 years. 2 regions left to go, 16 teams still waiting to hear their name called, so let's head to the Central region, where Central Oklahoma is once again having a banner season, a 6th straight conference title coming to the Broncos this season. UCO's offense has been one of the best in the country. The Broncos lineup coming in the top 10 in Division II in slugging percentage, led by the now 2-time Conference Player of the Year, Taryn Ritz. The Broncos earning the hosting duties for the Central region. They play Minnesota State up first. Watch out for Marina Carter. She ranks 10th in program history in stolen bases, also known for her highlight reel diving catches, robbing hits, and home runs. Head coach Lori Meyer has over 1,400 wins, the most in Division II history. The Mavericks won the national championship back in 2017. Rogers State will be this region's 4 seed. The Hillcats lost in the Super Regional last year and won the whole thing back in 2022. Expect them to make another deep run after another impressive 37-win season. Pittsburgh State will be their first opponent. The Gorillas finished the season 38-14. Heather Arnett tops the nation, batting .500. Now that's just insane. Augustana is in. The Vikings won it all twice, most recently back in 2019. They're poised to potentially do it again this year, coming off of a super regional win last season. They head in as the 3rd seed after a 5th straight NSIC regular season title. They make their 30th tournament appearance. Missouri Southern State is celebrating this morning. A number of Southern Lions receiving end-of-season honors, including Kiki Pickens, who is named the Conference Pitcher of the Year with a league-low ERA of 1.60 and a league-best opposing batting average of just 167. Bailey Dillon took home Freshman of the Year. This team was the national champ back in 1992. Maybe this will be another Cinderella year for the 6th seed. Southern Arkansas, our second host in this region. The Mule Riders are led by Brinson Rogers, who broke the single-season strikeout and shutout records this year. Her 285 strikeouts, the best in Division II. The Mule Riders posted the program's longest winning streak at 27, a 6th 40th win season. This marks the 10th tournament appearance. The best finish was 3rd back in 2018. Harding is the first matchup here. Lady Bisons finished the season 39-16. Emma Curry hit her first career grand slam in the tournament opener against Southeastern Oklahoma. Way to start the postseason. Keep that up heading into the NCAA tournament. All right, we're in the final region, the Atlantic, the last 8 teams on this bracket. The first up is East Stroudsburg, once again having hosting duties after another successful season, going 46-10-1. Warriors senior Abigail Wyrick is just the 3rd player in program history to be named PSAC East Athlete of the Year, the first in nearly 15 years. In the circle, the Warriors have found success behind sophomore Sarah Davenport, who broke her own single-season strikeout record with 356 and counting. Warriors face Bowie State first. The Bulldogs won their 3rd straight CIAA championship. Shippensburg is the 4th seed. Raiders lost in the regional championship last year. This is their fourth consecutive NCAA tournament berth for the first time since making 8 consecutive appearances from 2002 to 2009. Westchester takes on the Raiders in this first matchup. Golden Rams missed the conference tournament this year, but still make their 3rd straight NCAA tournament. They've made it all the way to the national championships 3 of the last 6 tournaments. Kutztown is our final host of the year. The Golden Bears are the Atlantic's 2 seed. They hope to repeat their regional title from last year. No stranger to this tournament. 23rd appearance, and they were the national runners-up back in 2013, hoping for another deep run this season. Charleston will be their first matchup. Golden Eagles battled out of the losers bracket to make it to the Mountain East Conference Tournament Finals, then swept West Liberty yesterday to take the conference title. Junior Addison Mass allowed just 2 runs and struck out 12 over those 2 games. They won the region the last 2 years and made a World Series trip last year. Shepherd is the 3 seed. Rams have this year's PSAC East Pitcher of the Year, sophomore Madeline Ruffner, who has a 1.06 ERA. Their last regional appearance was back in 2021, hoping to make a mark in this one. All right, our final team of this field of 64, the 6th seed of the Atlantic region going to Bloomsburg. The Huskies freshman, Allie Weinrich, had 2 grand slams in her postseason debut and was a single away from the cycle in Game 2. She broke the program's single-game RBI record with 8 against Slippery Rock Wednesday. This is Bloomsburg's 37th regional appearance. Last Super Regionals was back in 2011. They've been runners-up twice, still looking for a championship. Could this be their year? All right, that's the last of this bracket as the field of 64 is set. 64 teams battling it out for the 2025 NCAA tournament crown. Regional action at those 16 host sites begins this week with Super Regionals next weekend. Everyone fighting for a trip to the scenic city, Chattanooga, Tennessee, for the finals tournament, May 22nd through the 28th. That's hosted at Frost Stadium at Warner Park, the home of the Chattanooga Mocs. For the full bracket and the game times of all these matchups, just stick right here on NCAA.com for all of those details. Thanks for watching this NCAA selection show. Good luck to all you 64 teams. Go make some magic this month of May.
I teach the art of fanology, a job I take seriously. As to the question of nature versus nurture, is a fan born or is a fan made? I know this. Our game can make a fan out of anyone. And at Fandom U, we take it to a whole new level. The NCAA Championships. Attendance is encouraged, passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.